Good afternoon and welcome to another segment of the Story Behind the Songs. I'm Pastor Debbie Upton, the pastor of Center and Swatch United Methodist Churches. Thank you for joining me. Our hymn that we will focus on today is Take My Life and Let It Be. Again, this is in our hymn, United Methodist hymnal, 399. The information is coming from the United Methodist Discipleship website, the history of hymns, and this was provided by Dr. Michael Hahn, the professor of church music at Perkins School of Theology. Take my life and let it be, consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee. Francis Ridley Havergal, 1836 to 1879. It's provided us a classic hymn of Christian commitment. He was known as the consecration poet, having attempted to live his life fully consecrated to Christ. We know that Havergal's spiritual journey, her spiritual journey began early in her life. She memorized passages in the Bible as early as age of 4, and she was writing in verse by the age of 7. She was nurtured by her father, an Anglican clergyman, and also devoted to Christian hymnology. Though Havergal's health was frail, she lived barely 43 years. She learned several modern languages as well as Hebrew and Greek. She was also a singer, and some known as an accomplished pianist. We have an account in her own words concerning the composition Take My Life that was written in 1874. I went for a little visit of 5 days. There were 10 persons in the house, some unconverted and long prayed for, some converted, but not rejoicing Christians. He gave me the prayer, Lord, give me all in this house. And he did just that. Before I left the house, everyone had gotten a blessing. The last night of my visit after I retired, the governess asked me to go to the 2 daughters. They were crying. Then and there, both of them trusted and rejoiced. It was almost midnight. I was too happy to sleep and passed most of the night in praise and renewal of my own consecration. And these little couplets formed themselves and chimed in my heart, one after another, until they finished with ever, only, all for thee. This hymn is a total consecration to Christ. Seems to cover every aspect of surrender. The original text appears originally in 6 4-line stanzas. And in the United Methodist hymnal, 2 stanzas are combined to produce 3 longer ones. Each line begins with the imperative verb, take, giving the sense of the incessant prayer of petition. Many musical settings of this hymn are common in usage. In some, the last line is repeated, increasing the time that the singer has to reflect upon the commitment he or she is making. The hymn appeared first in Charles Snep's Songs of Grace and Glory in 1876 under the heading 2 Samuel 19:30, Yes, Let Him Take All. According to the late Methodist hymnologist and Southern Methodist University professor Fred Geely. Each stanza explores more deeply what it means to surrender to Christ. The first stanza consecrates the singer's life and moments, as well as physical body, hands and feet. The second stanza may be somewhat autobiographical in light of Havergal's vocal abilities, consecrating her voice and lips. The stanza continues with personal possessions, silver and gold, as well as her intellect. The final stanza explores those personal attributes that are at the very core of one's being: will, heart, love, and self. Often used in congregations during stewardship emphasis, Havergal lived what she preached in her hymns. And in 1878, she wrote a friend, "Lord has shown me another little step, and of course I've taken it with extreme delight. Take my silver and my gold. Now means shipping off all of my ornaments to the church missionary house, including a jeweled cabinet that is really fit for a countess, where all will be accepted and disposed of for me. I don't think I ever packed a box with such pleasure." Let us look at the words of this hymn as we look at the hymn that will be used this Sunday. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Take my moments and my days, let them flow in ceaseless praise. Take my hands and let them move at the impulse of the love. Take my feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee. What an appropriate hymn for this week. As we look at celebrating our veterans next week. And so this Sunday, as we look at sacrifices that have been made, this past week with All Saints, the saints before us, and now to pay tribute to our veterans, what better hymn? Take my life, Lord, and let it be consecrated to thee. May that be your prayer today and our prayer for the week. Thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful day.